Shalom, shalom, Yahshua. I want to start off first things first, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rahakadash, Palo Hebrew tongues, correct names of the Heavenly Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to you, sir, brothers laboring in this truth. And shalom to the brothers and sisters listening and studying and show yourselves approved. Shalom. We'll come to you, talk to you about something today that I don't think a lot of people think about, but we're going to talk about the symbolism and the symbolic things that Yahweh Shah uses in the Bible, because this book is a book of mysteries. It's a book of parables. I noticed Yahweh Shah, like everything he put in our book was for a reason, and it was major, and there's very deep meanings behind it. And as you read the scriptures, you just see it in a real big picture, and you know we dealing with a very high power, because the things that he uses, the symbolism. And what I'm gonna cover in this lesson is King David, and that stone that he used to slay Goliath, and how like that is foretold from the beginning of the scriptures all the way to the end of the scriptures. And that was a very big event, and it symbolizes what we're going through today. We now represent the house of King David. All the brothers out here teaching the word, all us men in this truth, under the banner Great Millstone, that's the house of David. We're in the steed of David. We're small. We're looked at like, we can't win this. Ain't no way we can come against Esau. He done gathered up all the resources. His power's absolute. He has the biggest military. And it look like he gonna rule forever. It's looking like who can stop him. The same way with Goliath, which is a Philistine, which is a big old Hamite, over 9 foot tall. The children of Israel look like we can't beat that dude. He's too big. So do not disturb. So we're in that same steed right now. We're in that same steed. And like when you read that story, man, King David took that put a stone in the slingshot, swung it, and popped Goliath in the head, man, and took that heathen on down. So that's that same thing that happened then is about to happen now. And we're gonna show through the scriptures that stone, Yahweh Shah guided that stone. Yahweh Shah, man, that same stone, King David knocked Goliath off. That same stone symbolically is about to come knock this devil off. Esau, Edom, he about to get knocked off his power star, off a stone. we doing the same thing. Coming the same steed. We coming to a great power, bigger than us. We're coming with something that's not of us. We got a great weapon, and we winding it up, and we about to pop this devil. So we're going to go through the scripture. I'm going to show you how symbolically we're going through that now, and how it represents to what King David did, back in the ancient days. So we're going to hit with Luke. We're going to start off with Luke. First Luke 1:68. And it said, "Blessed be the Lord, Yahweh of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and have raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David." So Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah loved King David. He is a very major figure in biblical prophecy. He wrote Psalms, which is a very, very powerful book, very prophetic, the biggest book in the Bible. I want to say it's 150 chapters of Psalms. Let's go check that out. Yep, 150 chapters of Psalms. It takes like one of the longest books to read. It took me a minute to get through Psalms, and it's very powerful, prophetic. And when I read it, what I really understand and see what Yahweh Shah to convey to us, what he's seen in King David, is that King David had faith out of this world. King David believed in Yahweh Shah. I mean, with everything he had, 144%. He always believed in Yahweh Shah. He never wavered, wondered, even when he, went off. He prayed for repentance, for forgiveness, and his faith was out of this world. That's why he wasn't never scared. King David, man, he attacked everything with boldness. King David was a mighty man. What made him mighty wasn't because he was big or he had big muscles, he was strong. No, man, it was his faith. And I really understand why Yahweh Shah delighted in King David. And that we got to take the same covering of King David at this time to be acceptable to him, to get the blessing that King David got, man. Yahweh Shah established our kingdom on King David, the earthly kingdom. He established it on King David. He just put our house of salvation in King David as well. We just read that. So King David to me is a very, like, that's somebody I very studied. I try to tailor myself after and be like King David. Very historical person. And then, see, the 2/3 don't relay that. They look at King David as some white boy because they look at the figures as white people, Edomites, when no, man, that's our forefather. King David is our forefather. He was made for us to look up to and to tailor ourselves after and to be like. Because our salvation falls in the house after King David. So why would you not want to do that? So, man, we're going to go and we're going to look. When you first talked about King David, he hit the scene in 1 Samuel. And he fought, he was a man of war. Just like Yahushua was a man of war. So you see King David coming that same steed. So, man, we got to turn it up on him. We got to come in that house of David like King David in that spirit. That's why Esau is scared right now. Esau wouldn't know what to do if King David was to show up in his face right now. He'd be scared, terrified. And King David was not a big man, small lad, ruddy, little pretty boy. That's why nobody looked to him to be king. Which, let's go get that. I'm over here. Let's go to 1 Samuel 17 and 26. And watch this, man. Look at the faith of King David on this precept I'm about to pull. Check this out. This is 1 Samuel 17 and 26. And David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine, and take away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? You hear that? You hear how King David talked all boldly? Like, who is this? He wasn't scared of this dang heathen, this big giant dude. This dude, man, he made Shaq look little. Goliath was 9 foot tall. Big giant dude. King David, like, man, who is this uncircumcised heathen? And that's the same attitude we got to look at Esau, man. We got to look at Esau like, who are you to defy Yahweh Shah? Who are you? We coming with that confidence. Like, straight boldness. Like, who is you? If Yahweh Bashim shouts for us, who can be against us? King David had that same outlook, that attitude. That's why when everybody else in Israel was scared of Goliath and the Philistines, he wasn't. Why? Because the Spirit of the Lord was upon King David, and he believed in Yahweh Shah, therefore he was not afraid. We got to be like that in these coming times during Jacob's trouble. We got to be like that, man, because when you all scared and fear gets in your heart, you going to get scared, you're going to panic, you're going to bug out. We can't be like that at this time. We got to be, that's why this thing is, you got to be built up, edification to build you up, build your faith up, which is your confidence in Yahweh Shah. That's what your faith is. And the belief that he got your back. And that's how we got to be, man. That's how I'm telling myself like King David. I'm about to, build up to where, hey, I can carry myself and walk as a man, as a king among these heathens. Like, man, I wish you would. Now, I ain't saying I'm about to walk around like I'm on some Suge Knight, Debo, type and just be punking everybody. No. I'm going to walk with wisdom like King David. I'm just walk around like, don't bother me. Don't mess with me. Or there's a power behind me that's going to come get you. That's the spirit we walking in right there. And see, somebody that ain't in the right spirit, they'll take that as pride. Somebody that ain't of Yahshua Allah, they wouldn't know how to perceive that. Because they ain't coming with that same spirit. Because a lot of people ain't walking in the spirit of Yahshua Allah. And they don't have faith. Because they don't have faith, they want to diminish your faith. Like, no. Because I believe. Don't diminish my faith because I believe and you don't. You get from around me. I'ma believe. So that right there, man, that's that boldness, man. Example I wanted to pull of King David and why he was able to do what he did, man. He was like, man, who is this? And so we're gonna let's go to 49 to hit something too I want to talk about. Because 49 is where we're gonna, that symbolism is about to come into play. And that's 1 Samuel 17 and 49. And it reads, and David put his hand in his bag and took thence a stone. Keep in mind that stone. And slang it and smote the Philistine in his forehead. And the stone sunk into his forehead. It fell upon his face to the earth. And he fell upon the face to the earth. So King David, put that stone in that sling, slung it, hit this heathen in the head. The stone hit this devil so hard it sunk in his head and he fell to the ground and he was slain. Then King David, took that sword, lopped his head off, let that blood rain down, took his head. I got this heathen's head. Headshot. He got knocked off from a headshot from a stone. That stone is very symbolic because somebody else has been called that precious cornerstone. That stone, man, that stone was heavily inspired to hit that heathen in the head. For it to come with that power, the force behind it, the accuracy to hit the heathen in the head, that was all symbolic right there. That was all not even symbolic, that was spiritual, should I say. It was power behind that stone when King David hit that heathen in the head with it. Yahushua was behind that. His spirit was in that whole situation because he's going to be compared as that stone. And we're going to read through the scriptures. And we coming with that same stone. That one that popped Goliath and knocked him down, established the kingdom right here on earth. It's going to be another stone. This one, every eye going to see this one. Every eye going to see it. It's going to come in so hard, heavy. It's going to do the same thing and knock this dragon. It's going to knock him off. And we're going to come over. We're going to lop that head off, man. We're going to establish the kingdom upon that. Same thing, same dynamic is about to happen. So I'm going to go to, you see how I peeped that stone right there? King David slew Goliath with a stone. He used 5 stones. He knocked off some other giants too. A small man, ruddy in continuance. Nobody, figured could fight. Nobody can do it, gave a chance. Because everybody look, man, this little pretty boy that can't do nothing like that. But he knocked that devil off with that stone. So we're going to go to, check it out. Check out what the Most High had to say to Isaiah about a stone. That's symbolic because he could have used a sword, spear. Why did he use a stone, man? It was symbolic behind that. It was a meaning behind that. Yahweh wanted King David to use that sling and the stone because it was symbolic. It represented something that was supposed to happen. Because guess what Isaiah said? This is Isaiah 28 and 16. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. So there's a cornerstone. There's a stone, same stone, that we supposed to believe in that's going to also knock off another great giant superpower. The same way King David used a stone to knock off a power, we going to use a stone to knock off a power. And this ain't just no big old rock, laying in the ground. This is a stone you're supposed to believe in. So this is symbolic of something. This is talking about something. It said a stone, a tri-stone for a foundation for Zion, for Israel. So this stone, we are supposed to believe in this stone. So if the scriptures talking about believing a rock, no, it's much deeper than that. See, a 2/3 be like, oh man, y'all believe in rocks. Because this thing is spiritual. This is not for low-level fools. This is for high-minded thinking individuals. This is out of this world. So this is talking about a lively stone. This stone is symbolic of something that's strong, something that's solid. You know, that's what that's talking about. And that's talking about a person. And this is Isaiah. It's about a person that's to come that we supposed to believe on. And that's going to be also echoed when you go to the New Testament. Let's go to 1 Peter. 1 Peter, who Yahushua said, I should build the church off of you. You am I going to build the church off of? He said that to Peter. He going to be the cornerstone. Check it out. This is 1 Peter 2 and 6. Here we go. Talk about a stone again. It's 1 Peter 2 and 6. Wherefore it is contained. Salaki, I'm going to read it again. 1 Peter 2 and 6. Wherefore it is contained in the scripture, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded. Bam, more clues. Now it called the stone and he. He that believeth on him shall not be confounded, which goes to the confused or lost or ashamed. You know, it said in Zion, see, it said the same thing as Isaiah said, you know, Old Testament, New Testament go together. I don't want to hear they break nothing up. They go together. So, and they called it, this time it gave more clues. Because Peter said, he that believeth on him. So that stone is in him. That stone is somebody. You know, when King David used that stone, it was an object. But it was symbolic, because we're going to use that same stone. This time, this stone is a person. This stone is a elect spirit. You know? So we're going to go to, I'm going to read 7 too, because that's going to say some good stuff too. And it says, unto you therefore which believe he is precious, but unto them which is disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner. You know, so for some people, the builders won't accept this stone. You know, the majority of the nation ain't going to accept this stone. On the elect nation, the ones with spiritual wisdom, the ones that's intelligent, that's wise, are going to build their house on that stone. That's who's going to use that stone, man, because that stone is going to help us get everything. This stone going to knock this devil off. So you'll be a fool to cast this stone out. Us that has spiritual wisdom, we using this stone. It's precious. We gonna build everything, our whole house off that stone. Our whole foundation gonna go off of that. That's what it was given to us for. That was the gift of Yahweh, was given to us to build our house on that stone. It was given to us as a gift, and we gonna accept it. The ones of us that are intelligent, or should I say, really got spiritual wisdom, because you can be intelligent in Esau stuff, but if you ain't got spiritual wisdom, which is of Yahushua, you're going to reject that stone. We taking that stone and we building on it. So let's prove what that stone is. Let's go find out who that stone is. Let's prove it. Because that's one of the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. You know, passport shop, you know, a lot of them probably don't even know that. They can't pull that out. Let's go to Ephesians 2 and 20. And it reads, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahushua HaMashiach himself being the chief cornerstone. Bam. Mystery solved. Opened up. Yahushua is that chief cornerstone that we building this house on. He's the whole reason. We built our whole foundation on Yahushua, which comes in the bottom of the book. So we doing the same thing. Like King David used that stone to knock that heathen off. We're using that same stone to build our house on. The same thing that he provided, we built our house on that stone. And we about to use that same stone to knock off this devil, to knock off this dragon. We about to use the same thing. Because that's who can take this devil out. That's who can war with the beast. Is Yahushua. He's that stone. So that when King David winded up that stone, knocked that heathen off, man, that was symbolic of what Yahushua is about to do. Because he's compared to a stone. And the same thing like the house of David, us prophets, the apostles, us doing this work. We're coming the same thing as King David. We're using that tool. Us bringing this word out is like winding up that slingshot. And guess what's in it? Guess what we armed with? We armed with Yahushua. And when we let it loose, Oh, it's not going to miss. And it's going to knock this devil off. Straight headshot. It's going to seek in. It's going to kick him. That's why we on the highway and hedges coming out with this word. When we speaking this truth, we coming out and the great boldness coming like King David in they same steed. When they looking at us, it's King David. They scared. Well, us coming out with this word is like, man, that's like that slingshot whirling around. It's winding up. It's whirling. When we let it loose, when Yahushua come back on that fathership, that king chariot, hey, that's that stone coming down on his head. And it's going to crush it. It's going to straight crush this devil's head, man. It's going to knock him out of power. Straight up completely, which goes with, which is so symbolic. Watch this, Yasharala. Watch this. Which goes with Genesis 3:15. It's going to complete that prophecy. Because check this out. This is that serpent in the garden. This is him in his humble beginnings. Check out what Yahushua said to him then. What Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua said to him then. This is Genesis 3:15. And I'll put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So let's talk about the serpent and the woman. Let's talk about the serpent seed and the woman's seed. So it's basically talking about Esau and Jacob right there. You know, it said that Esau would knock Jacob down, which they did bruise our heel. Because when, like say if you running, you walking and your heel, your Achilles gets slashed. Man, you're going to fall to you. You're going to fall down. You're going to fall down. And that goes symbolically with the great falling away. When Esau made our ancestors stop keeping the laws and commandments, we fell down. We fell away. We fell from who we was. That was like us falling down and dang, they're dying. We fell down. We on the ground. You know? So that, man, that priest, that what he said right there was true. That serpent did bruise our heel. We fell down. Dang, near died. Then here come Yahushua. Breathe that life back in us. Talking about, hey, man, get back to the laws and commandments. You an Israelite. Get back right. That's that life right there, man. That was that healing up. What we started doing? We started standing back up to our feet. We Yasharala. Hold up. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. You know, I was supposed to keep the laws and commandments. I'm this and I'm that. That's us standing back on our feet. As we standing back on our feet, we praying, you know, in the name of Yahushua, man. That's that winding up that sling. We armed with that stone with Yahushua. And when we fling it, it's going to hit this devil's head. It just said that it shall bruise his head. When you take a headshot, you're done. Esau the serpent about to get his head bruised. We got our heel bruised. We failed. That was our heel. You can recover from that. You can get up and walk again. But when your head get knocked, when your head get bruised, just like Goliath, when that stone seeking that head, that's it. You're done. So that was very prophetic here in Genesis. What Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said, that's coming to play now. We about to usher in that great chief cornerstone, Yahushua. When he coming down, that stone, when that stone come down, it's going to hit this devil's head. That's why he ducking and dodging now. They all going in their underground bunkers. That's them ducking. They going into the mountains. They hiding. They see the headshot coming. They see that stone coming. They scared. They know it's about to, you know, it's about to connect. And when it do, hey, we about to come spoil your butt. We about to come, you know, it's a wrap. So that's very prophetic right there. That's why when you eat the whole roll and you got the Ruach Kadash on you, you truly understand the scriptures. Everything makes sense. You'll read something way in Revelation, they make sense way in Genesis. You'll read something like how I connected that with King David and that stone he got, man. That makes sense right there with Genesis. That's about to happen again. Yahushua is that stone they are afraid of. It's coming again. It's coming with great speed. And Esau see it's coming right for his head. And it's going to show connect. And when it does, he's done. And we're going to rejoice. Just like Israel rejoiced when King David came back with Goliath's head. Carrying his head like, I knocked this heathen off. Y'all ain't got to fear no more, man. Everybody was praising King David. You know, same way Yahushua about to get the praises. He about to magnify himself through us. The same way Yahweh shall magnify himself through King David. He could have used some big dude, strong dude, man. He went and got the smallest person in Israel, somebody, old pretty boy, somebody, man, he can't fight, he can't do this, how, a carnal person think, Jake think, and use that to establish the whole kingdom, man. Everybody praising King David, man. Everybody was hip hip hooraying, he set it up for King Solomon to get it. Had us, everybody was scared of Israel when King David was reigning. Terrified. Here come King David. He done killed 10,000. They was, man, didn't know he would dare come up against us when we had King David reigning. And off of that, man, King David was magnified. And that's also scriptural and prophetic. And that's how Yahweh shall get down. We're going to prove that. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. Because he said that. And it was a reason why he did that. 1 Corinthians 1:27. And check this out. And it says, but Yahweh have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and Yahweh have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. So King David was thought to be weak. That's why when Samuel told Jesse to bring your sons, Jesse brought all his bigger sons, his older sons. He didn't bring King David because he was the youngest and the smallest. He didn't figure, man, he can't be king. He too little and weak. What he gonna do? He didn't even bring him. That's why Samuel's like, hold up, man. Yahweh told me that your seed would be king and one of your sons. Is these all your sons? He said, man, it's all of them, but, David in the field with the sheep. Man, go get him. He said, go get him. Man, he the one. King David came ruddy, which, you look at ruddy, that's like brownish red. And it said King David, man, he had good looks. He was a pretty boy. So didn't nobody, his father, Jesse, didn't figure to bring him because he like, man, King David not, he ain't no mighty dude, which I'm coming to that same steed. I can relate to that because I'm a small Jake, ruddy skin. Don't nobody figure me to do nothing. Everybody, I get doubted all the time, so I can see how that happened. And I'm going to go ahead talk about this. I just want to bring this up since we talking about how King David looked because, 2/3 look at King David as their forefather. Man, King David is our forefather. King David had a ruddy skin tone, which is brownish red, which if anybody know me, see me personally, you can see, my skin tone is brownish red. Sometimes I turn red. You can really see it in my children because they're light. When they the sun hit them, it'll get a red tint to it. So, but see, I know what ruddy was because my grandfather raised cattle. And cows and horses they got the color ruddy. And it's a brownish red. So I knew what the color was. They look just like that. How this boy right here look. That's ruddy. So King David was our forefather. That's why Jake got to reprogram their mind and start seeing that, man. Esau done whitewashed the Bible. He wasn't no goddamn white man. No, man, that was our forefather. So King David came ruddy, good looks, small. That's why Yahweh shall chose King David. He wanted to use something small, something that nobody, that way his power can be magnified. People knew the Lord was dealing with King David. They're like, how can this little dude kill 10,000 men? This little bitty pretty boy rolled through and killed 10,000 men. They probably like, you shitting me? So they knew the power was dealing with King David. That's why Israel gave him the praises. Like, man, yeah, the power was with him. He dealing with him. You could tell, you could see. He went out and killed 10,000 men. This little bitty dude right here. Are you serious? And it's the same thing dynamic about to happen now, man. The whole world looking like these people ain't about to do nothing, man. They ain't got no military. No. They ain't got no congregation. They don't even know they barely even know they nationality. They ain't even all together on one accord. You talking about they gonna rule? These so-called African Americans, so-called Native Americans, and these so-called Hispanics? Yeah, right. They ain't got one missile. You know what I'm saying? How they gonna rule next? But we about to get it, man. Cause why? We got that stone. We got that precious stone. We got Yahweh Shah. He gonna knock these devils off. That's how. They ain't even gonna see it coming. Just like they ain't see King David coming. That's why Goliath was talking noise to King David. You read in Samuel, he talking noise like, man, this little bitty dude, he underestimated King David. King David like, man, whatever. We put that stone in there, slung that rock. Hey, knock that devil, knock that heathen off. Knocked that Hamite off. He didn't see it coming at all. He wasn't ready. You know? That same way it's about to hit them, man. Because we coming, they not ready for us, man. Now, Esau feel it. These heathen nations, you know, Ishmael, Moab, these other nations, they don't see us about to rule next. They think they about to rule next. Now, Esau, he feeling it. I can't really say that about Esau. Esau feel that heat. Esau see us slinging that slingshot. He see that rock. Esau see it. Esau like, you know, I'm about to get it, man. Hey, I'm about to throw everything, get them, run to my buck. Esau running. We slinging. We winding it up. Esau running. Esau know he about to take that headshot. So we can't say that. It's just Moab, the other role players, Ishmael, Hamites, which they should know it. That's why Hamites hate us. That was their forefather that took that headshot from our forefather. That's why Ham all knocked off now. You know, Ham is obliviated. I know the Egyptians, the Canaanites, the Philistines, they got, man, you know, that's why Ham can't stand us. Ham done took a lot of shots from us. You know, now, Yahweh Shah uses Esau to whoop up on us. So that's why Esau in pride. But Ham is sorely afraid of Jake. Ham is like, I don't want none of Jake, man. We gonna praise Jake already. Ham already about to give it up. All we gotta do is get the power. And Ham gonna bow down straight up. Them Africans, man, they know what time it is. So back on subject, man, we about to wind up with that precious stone that King David used to knock these dang devils off. That's what's about to come again. And we building up on that. And like, look, the house of David is back, man. The spirit of King David is back. Let's go to Acts. Let's go to Acts 15:6. And I'll tailor myself to be like King David as much as I can. I'll tailor myself to be like Yahweh, which, you know, I can only try. You can never be like Yahweh. He's perfect. But my best example to be like somebody is elect, Yahweh is to be like King David. Like, I study King David. I read all about him, go through Psalms, and I see what made him so great in the eyes of Yahweh Shah. It was his faith. So I gotta have that same faith King David got. I need to be like that. I need to be like King David as best as I can. And so that Yahweh Shah can find that faith in me and do the same things he did for King David for me. Because these devils about to put their hands on us. These giants, they about to come put their hands on us. And I need to be like King David. Like, look here, you little uncircumcised heathen. I wish you would. Come try it. See what happened. You know, you might put that spirit on me to get like King David. And I just do some, you know, spiritual power hit up and I slay about 300 men. You know, military mighty men out of nowhere. Everybody looking like this little bitty ass dude. What the hell? And like, if that happens, they'll know. Like, that wasn't of him. Something is dealing with him. Who you say you worship? Yahweh Shah, how you say it? Okay, I'm gonna say that too. You know, so hey, that's how Yahweh Shah did. He used King David as an example. Everybody worship Yahweh Shah through his servant King David because they seen that power in King David. They seen the power. So it's like, hey man, who you say we supposed to worship? We keep the commandments? Yes, King David. Hey, my God is Yahweh Shah. King David said that, you know, and he gonna do the same thing. So check it out. That spirit is coming back. He building that house up. We getting that same steed, that same power coming back at the right time at the end. So check it out. This is Acts 15:16. After this, I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up. It's being set up now. We going to highway and hedges, doing these teachings, doing these video epistles. Man, we come in the same state like King David. King David was a prophet. It was lots of prophetic things found in the book of Psalms, which were like, you know, like Psalms, like songs. King David was like a musician. He had a band, man. He was prophesying and singing at the same time. That's how great King David was. Very prophetic book. You know, you got like Psalms 91 about protection, all kind of good things in the book of Psalms. Great things. I love the book of Psalms. Check that out, Yahshua. And Psalms was a very good faith booster, faith builder. Build your faith up. Because King David's faith Like I said, it was out of this world. Out of this world, man. King David believed in Yahweh Shah with everything he had. He didn't waver. He didn't get all, oh, what if not? He didn't have no doubts. He moved with no doubts. King David moved with straight confidence that Yahweh Shah was with him at all times. He moved like a king. That's why he became a king. We got to do the same thing, Yashua, us men. We got to come in the same state as King David. We in the house of King David. We got the spirit of King David in us. Let's do it. Show this devil. And it shows too. Because when I walk around, it's happening like that. Everywhere I go, I notice Esau reacts like that. Like, this Jake is something different. What the hell? Why you walk around here like you just King Tut, a king, you know? I walk around like a king because I am a king. You know, Lord willing, Yahweh Shah bless me with that crown. So I'm putting on that steed already. I advise all like-minded men to do the same thing. Because we coming into that. So check it out. That house is being rebuilt. It starts with these teachings of Yahweh Shah. So that what we read in Luke at the beginning, Luke 1:68, that's true. And we using, what's that stone? We gathering up that stone just like our king did, King David, man. We got Yahweh Shah with us. That's that stone right there. And we walking with that swagger like, I'm a king. Y'all heathens better beware. Straight up. So that right there, that house is being built up. You are witnessing now. You know, starting from the apostles and elders on down. The house of great millstone. That's the house of David. All these other people, they playing with it. You know, you read the scriptures yourself and you've ate the whole wrong digestion, you can tell who playing with it, who for real with it. I surveyed the field. Great millstone, the spirit is with great millstone. The spirit of prophecy is with great millstone. Everybody else, they going to have to go back to the drawing board. They're playing with it. A lot of these camps are sellouts. They've already took the bag, man. They did it for filthy lucre. And you can tell by just, you know, if you know the word. And you can tell by their fruits. You know, and to me, Yahweh Shah has exposed it now. He's made it reveal who he really dealing with. What group of men he dealing with, what group of men he ain't dealing with. So it's been made plain. So check it out. The house of David's being built up. We winding up that sling. And when Yahweh Shah come, that stone is symbolic now. That stone that King David used is now turned into a person that has angelic power, all power, you know, the most powerful spirit ever created other than Yahweh. We talking about Yahweh Shah right here. You know, who helped Yahweh create the earth. That power is coming back. And he's been symbolically, you know, told as a stone. He's coming, you know, from space. You know, he's coming with power too. This time he's coming with some heat on it. That's why Esau's scared. So that house of David, we doing the same thing. We coming, hey, everything is coming into play. Just the way Yahweh Shah rolled it up. And this way in Acts, we in New Testament. And you talking about the house of David being built up. And so we're going to go to Peter. Let's go to Peter, which he going to hit on something too. 2 and 5. And it says, yea, also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifice acceptable to Yahweh by Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. You hear that? That combos up everything we just read right there, man. We are lively stones. So now we coming in as a stone, building that wall up, building that hedge of protection up. You know, we stones like the great stone, which is Yahweh Shah. Same Steve, building up a house, a spiritual house. What do you call that house? The house of David. Because that's where faith thrives at. That's where the spirit thrives at. The house of David is where the protection at. You come in that house, you will be protected. You will be protected. That's where the elect is at. The whole elect in the house of David. Therefore, we not worried about what this devil got going on. We ain't worried about what this devil about to do. We looking at what Yahweh Shah about to do. We got that precious stone. We got Yahweh Shah. You know, because, hey, we building this is spiritual sacrifice. We go on the highway and hedge, we do these video epistles. Spiritual sacrifice, man. Acceptable to Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. You know? So, and look, I'm going to hit on 6 because it's going to hit on again. Which, we already pulled that out. 6 go with 5. See how they go together? I forgot I pulled it out earlier. But that goes, see how them scriptures go together? laced together, and it goes with what that scenario happened. So that wasn't just, the Most High didn't just do that for no reason. Make King David use a stone for no reason. That was all symbolic, and that was all for a reason. Yahweh Shah does everything for a reason. That was major, because it was symbolic of what's gonna happen now. That was major. So this word is big, man. Yahweh Shah is deep. His meanings are double layered. Like, this book is just it's mind blowing. It's out of this world. And when you got the understanding with it, and when you got men that make it plain to understanding, it's a very beautiful thing. And we got to lock into that spirit and come in that steed. And we got to give all praise to Yahweh Shah. Man, this is a beautiful story, a beautiful script you read up. And it's for us to get the W, for us to get the kingdom. So why should we be worried about what they doing? Or be depressed, or be nervous? For what? Yahweh Shah got us. Through our forefather King David. He gave us, this is written for our learning. I'm looking at my forefather King David and how he got down, how he moved, how he reacted to things. You know, how he reacting when he made a mistake. And I'm supposed to, that's my role model. I don't tailor myself after Michael Jordan and whoever little rap star people want to use. No, man. I go off the examples of Yahweh King David. King David. That's a mighty man. That's a real man of an upright spirit. And my salvation is through him. So why not tailor myself after that? That's the role models I look to. I don't give a damn about these worldly, coons, Sambos that Esau set up. Them niggas ain't nothing. And there ain't no reason to build off of that. You just gonna be destroyed, man. They're gonna lead to death. Check it out. I'm gonna leave off with this. Getting ready to go to that dang plantation. This is Matthew 7:24. Check out what Matthew 7:24 says. Therefore, whomsoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. Woo! Did you hear that? Liken him to a wise man built his house upon a rock. And we not just building our house into any rock, looking at that through a corner where, you gonna build your house on a rock? Nah. What do it mean by we building our house on this rock? So now we running through this video picture, you should know what I'm talking about when I say this house and with that rock. You should know what that mean now. The mystery should be opened up. What house are we building on that rock? We building the house of David on that rock. That's the house we in. We in the house of David, tailored after King David, and that rock we using is Yahweh Shah. So now you know what Matthew was talking about when he said that I will count you a wise man that built his house upon a rock. Because if you build your house upon Yahweh Shah, you can't lose. You can't lose at all. And that is a wise man. Because that's the wisest thing you can do with your life, is build your life upon Yahweh Shah. There's nothing smarter you can do other than that. Because when you do that, everything else is going to be tailored for you and it's going to lead to your salvation. Anything outside of that is building your house on sand. And when that wave come, when Esau come with that flood, you're going to get wiped out. But you build your house on that rock, which is Yahweh Shah, and you build your house, the house of David, you good. It's going to stand. That guy's protection. That got protection from Yahweh Shah, because that's of his nature. So now we know what Matthew's talking about when he said that parable right there of Matthew 7:24. We shed light on that through the scriptures, because it's all, all the scriptures ran through for a reason. The stories is given for a reason. And I like, man, like the understanding is just, it's so so beautiful when you really understand the scriptures and you understand what Yahweh Shah was trying to convey to you, trying to get you to understand. So right there, hey, that's what I built my house on. My house is built on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. It's built on Yahweh Shah. In the house of David. I'm coming in the steed like King David, like Yahweh Shah. Making Yahweh Shah my refuge, my covering, my everything. Therefore, I'm not worried about what's about to go on out here. My steps are ordained. They ordered. My path has been lightened up. So with that being said, I hope this has been edifying. I hope you keep the faith like King David. Keep that faith, Yasharala. And Kwam Yasharala, Detail Baba Ball, Shalom.